Severe weather alert this afternoon because it is hot. We have dangerous heat across southern Colorado for a little while longer. So stay inside in the AC if that's where you're at right now. Get yourself a nice cool beverage. We broke a record today in Colorado Springs. We rose to 96. The previous record was 94. We also broke a record yesterday. So 2 days in a row of this heat, especially if you don't have air conditioning, if you work outdoors. It's just day after day of this heat taking a toll on our bodies. So we do have a heat advisory in place for the counties you see in orange, the San Luis Valley, I-25 between the Springs through Pueblo and Trinidad, into the southeastern plains along Highway 50. And that's until 7 o'clock, so we still have a little while longer with the hot weather, and we're still quite hot. We're getting near the 6 o'clock hour now, and it's still 103 in Lamar, 101 in La Junta, 90s up and down I-25, as well as 80s into the mountains right now. By tonight, we'll drop to the mostly 50s and 60s, a couple upper 40s in the mountains. And tomorrow, we're not going to be as hot, but certainly still toasty, up to 99 in Pueblo and 92 in the Springs, so almost 10 degrees above average once again for your Sunday afternoon. So we've got 90s, triple digits. Into the plains tomorrow, mostly 90s, up and down I-25, 80s towards the higher terrain, although Salida, I've got you to 92 for tomorrow. Plus tomorrow we've got a bit of a wind expected, so that's going to allow for some fire danger. We're starting to really dry out now. The grasses, the shrubs, not as moist because we haven't seen as much rainfall lately. So red flag warnings creep back up in no time. We'll have the wind picking up tomorrow, 20, 30 miles per hour in the early part of the day, gusting as high as 40 miles per hour into the afternoon. Then, of course, dying down in the evening. Let's check on Hurricane Hillary. It's a Category 2 hurricane right now. Winds are at 110 miles per hour. It's moving north, and it will make landfall this weekend as a hurricane in the Baja California area. If it makes landfall closer to the states, it would be a tropical storm, and this is where the deluge of rain will be. But high pressure in place across the central U.S. You can think of it like a big bubble. It is diverting this tropical moisture all the way up into Canada, and we are not going to see nearly any impacts from that storm. Meanwhile, tons of rainfall, likely a ton of flooding, and more rain in 1 or 2 days than these areas in the desert Southwest usually see all year long. So that's very active. You're going to be hearing a lot about it in the next few days as Hillary impacts the U.S. For the next few days, we still got the 90s in the Springs, dropping into the upper 80s for Tuesday through Thursday. Then a big change to come for Friday. That's when we have a cool down to the low 80s, better chances of showers and thunderstorms overall. And that will mark our next change in our pattern. So we've got 90s for Pueblo for the next 5 days, and then upper 80s will feel like a treat come the first day of the state fair. So we are looking forward to a chance of thunderstorms in the later half of the day. They should be short-lived, but we'll keep an eye on those storm trends in the next few days. For Canyon City, next 4 days in the 90s. Then you'll see that switch to the mid-80s by the end of the week and increasing storm chances. But in the meantime, we are in the thick of this hot, dry weather. 80s in Woodland Park for the next 3 days before cooling to the low 70s finally by the end of next week. Ashley.